want to bring on State Senator from Wisconsin, Chris Kapenga, and Texas Congressman and retired U.S. Navy Commander Jake Ellzey. Gentlemen, appreciate you being here. Mr. Ellzey, I'll begin with you. Your reaction as a former member of the armed forces who actually did many tours over there in Afghanistan after listening to Mr. Biden's excuses. What was your takeaway?
I really don't know where to start. That was a discombobulated explanation going from everything from his son to why we're pulling out of Afghanistan. But what I teed off on was when he actually had the audacity to say that at no time in history has a nation pulled out from a country expecting to get all of their people out. That is an unconscionable statement to make. That's not the standard by which the United States has ever conducted conflicts. We always get all of our people out. And like so many of my colleagues up here in Washington, Democrat and Republican Americans are joined in not listening to something like that. Our mission is not complete until we get everybody out. But if you're going to say we're going to hunt you down and make you pay, then that means we're still going to have a presence there. So which is it? Now, this mission isn't over until we say it's over, but we should have never left Kabul. We should have never been in the outskirts. We should have never left Bagram. We shouldn't have been in the outskirts of Kabul. None of this would have happened this way. But there are so many things to talk about, Chris, that I think fury is one word used to describe most of us in America right now, especially after those comments.
I'm right there with you, Congressman. And to be clear, he was talking about those of us. He was asked by a reporter about those in Afghanistan who had helped us. And then Mr. Biden evolved that into every single person inside of Afghanistan, which, of course, was absurd in what his political party does. Throws about a lot of red herrings out there. Mr. Kapenga, your state, along with the state of Texas, where Mr. Ellzey and I are from, are set to receive a lot of individuals coming in from Afghanistan. With the debacle that has been this withdrawal out of Afghanistan, how confident are you that this administration is properly vetting those they're bringing into the United States?
Well, I'm extremely concerned. You know, it's interesting. When you listen to the president speak, the one thing I kept hearing him say over and over again is, I spoke to the commanders in Washington and on the ground. And there was a book I read a couple years ago about Operation Anaconda. And the commander who wrote that was a commander on the ground on the front lines. And he said the #1 mistake that was made in Washington was by the people in Washington making decisions, not speaking with the people on the ground. And I've spoken with a lot of people who are out there and back here, and it's very clear the president is not telling the truth when he's talking about speaking to people on the ground, because those were his unilateral. The President Trump, who I spoke with earlier this week, said we had a withdrawal plan put in place, but there were benchmarks in place to ensure that their security and there was orderly withdrawal. President Biden clearly made this on his own, and the tragedy of what happened today with the loss of lives of U.S. soldiers is really on his shoulders.
Gentlemen, I only have about a minute left, and I want to get both of your reaction. Congressman, we'll start with you. Calls are for Mr. Biden and the entirety of his administration to resign, and some are even talking about impeachment. Where are you, Congressman?
Right now, I'm just concentrating on getting all of our people out and all of our allies out of Afghanistan. I will say we need to start, as Leader McCarthy has called for Congress to return to session before August 31st. Every other nation who is involved in this operation has called their government back to office. We need to do that. Speaker Pelosi needs to call us back, and then we can start with the accountability process immediately following that operation.
Senator Kapenga, where are you? A resignation, impeachment, where are you?
I think there's a great lesson here to learn in that nice tweets don't give you a good leader. And you see here the results and consequences of an election where we chose as an American people a leader who is incapable of leading properly, and now we have bad results from that. So I hope that people in America is paying attention and they learn the lesson from this one.
Amen to that. State Senator Chris Kapenga and Congressman Jake Ellzey. Gentlemen, wish we had more time. I just got to scoot. I'm out of time. That's going to do it for the Chris